Along the lonely west coast of Mexico lies the Bay of Magdalena. These waters, rich in history, were sailed by the brave explorers of old Spain. Rotting ships along the shores give mute evidence of the pirate struggles these seas have witnessed. But all is not as quiet as it seems. Parts of the shore are inhabited by herds of seals. These are ignored by man as the fur of this type of seal has no commercial value. Small rocky coves abound in flocks of pelicans. This is a choice breeding spot for them, secluded and undisturbed by their enemies. But pelicans and seals feed on one thing primarily, fish, and that's the tip-off. The Bay of Magdalena is a fisherman's paradise. To these isolated waters come men in search of adventure. Others in plucky little boats come to catch food fish for the coastal markets. Here is a run of tuna. No trick to catching them. You don't even have to bait the hook. The plentiful bay is well stocked with other types of fish. Some of them are quite strange. Here's one whose mouth seems larger than its body. You could make a good meal out of this rooster fish, too. It's called a rooster fish because of that fin which resembles a rooster's comb. But the fishermen who seek adventure go for something a little more exciting. A stingray, for instance. A stingray is an ugly monster armed with a stinger just above its tail. It's an accomplished master in using it, too. One sting has been known to cause death. Often amputations are necessary to prevent the poison of the stinger from spreading. And so, just for sport, these rays are hunted from small boats with harpoons and gaffs. When you nail one of them, you've got to work it into the boat by degrees, and it's a pretty grim struggle to land them. One false move, and you're open to the deadly poison sting. This 200-pound ray, which resembles an inverted saucer, looks harmless enough out of the water. But it doesn't take much convincing to sense the danger in that oval body. But for the men who live by the sea, there is far bigger game in Magdalena Bay. For whales are plentiful in these waters. These little whaling fleets are made up of a mother ship and several smaller ships called killer ships. These killer ships carry the harpoon guns, and because they're fast and maneuverable, do the actual whale hunting. When a whale is sighted, all orders are given by the harpoon gunner. He is master of the hunt, and his weapon is a small cannon that fires a deadly harpoon into the flesh of the whale. The chase is on, and the sturdy little ship follows fast on the wake of the whale. The gunner guides his ship in close, and as soon as he can draw a bead, he lets go with the lethal harpoon. The lashing rope means a strike. The whale starts a terrific race in a desperate attempt to free himself. He actually pulls the killer ship along with him. But after a struggle lasting several hours, the whale succumbs. It is then pumped full of air to keep it afloat, and it's marked for handling later by the mothership. With one under the belt, the killer ship continues the hunt, and now they're on the trail of the second whale of the day. A neat bit of maneuvering puts the gunner into position for a shot. Ready, aim, fire, and another harpoon is shot home. Under such skillful attack, the whale has very little chance. When the hunt is over, the whales are rounded up, and it's a good catch for the day. The killer ship begins the long haul back, towing the whales, which look like floating islands of flesh. When the catch is secured alongside the mothership, the crew starts the job of stripping the blubber from the whale. This 13-inch thick blubber is valuable for its oil content. But in the stripping process, blood from the whale penetrates the waters around the ship, and suddenly what is seemingly a simple operation is fraught with danger. That's it, sharks. Any mistakes by the men could mean death. And it does happen, a man overboard. All hands to the rescue. Some fire shots into the water in an attempt to hit the marauder and frighten him away. Others throw a line over to the man overboard. And quick action by the crew saves a life. And the man-eater winds up on a baited hook. Once having landed the shark, the crew breathes easier. Facing the dangers of the sea is just part of the everyday job of the men who hunt whales. And those ugly teeth and jaws could have caused plenty of damage. While you or I may not care about it, there are sportsmen who look for danger just for the fun of it. These men are in search of a great devilfish reported to have been seen in the bay. A needle-sharp harpoon and nerves of steel are essential for such a job. The fish is sighted and the chase begins. A harpoon is thrown and it's a hit. The fish starts off like a racehorse and in no time at all runs out a mile of line before the fisherman can get bearings. The only thing to do is attach an empty gasoline drum on the end of the line and follow that. When the devilfish shows signs of tiring, a small boat is launched to pull in the slack. But there's still life in the old devil yet, and he gives the boys a merry ride. After a hectic chase, the slack is close hauled. Back on the home ship, a second harpoon is thrown. But that's not enough, so a third harpoon is hurled into the monster. Even so, it's a rough tussle to get him alongside. And now, after 11 hours of a nerve-wracking battle, it's finished. The devilfish begins its last trip through the waters of Magdalena Bay. Back on shore, stock is taken of the catch. Total spread is 17 feet across. And it weighs 4,200 pounds. This is one of the largest devilfish, a manta, which is the real name, on record. Closer inspection shows the feelers with which it sweeps food into its mouth. And here are the eyes just under the feelers. It has a tail like the stingray, but has no stingers. And quietly tucked away in the mouth of the devilfish is a little suckerfish, a parasite which has hidden itself away during the struggle, a true parasite to the end. And so this giant manta, high and dry, the largest of its kind ever caught, is but another proof that the quiet, almost forgotten Bay of Magdalena is truly a place of many wonders.